Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video game design video tutorial. We're going to start by reviewing briefly content from last time, then getting into the expectations and your activities for today's assignment. To review, last time we met, you should have created your character. I outlined my character in black with a contour line, then added colors, and then added a little bit of suggestion of volume and depth through some shine and darkness for volume. In a later video, I'll demonstrate specifically the animation steps, but for right now, I want you just focusing on the artwork of your stilled character, not the movement of your character. Today's tutorial is going to be focusing on your environment. Now you have to go back to your sketches and think about your type of game that you're creating. Is it side-scrolling? Is it third person? Is it first person? Is it over top view? That's going to kind of dictate what type of environment you're going to be creating here. So what I'm going to do is start with kind of a horizon line and adding a different color. I'm referencing my sketch. I'm choosing a green that I like, drawing a box for it, and then filling in with your paint bucket tool to fill that in quickly and efficiently. I'm going to do the same thing with the paint bucket fill, except this time I'm making a sky, so I chose a blue. And now I'm going to go to the color picker tool, select my blue again, and then once that color appears again, I can double click that swatch and then I can slightly create a different color. Since I'm sliding it down, I'm creating more of a shade because I'm adding more darkness to it to create the illusion of these mountains being kind of further in the background. I'm going to click the paint bucket and fill in those mountains. Now that I've filled those different areas in, I'm going to adjust the canvas size. I'm going to stretch it to make it a little bit wider so it's more of a landscape perspective. Once I've changed that, you'll notice that I can then grab my hand here on the left far toolbar and then drag my artwork over to the left, and I have double the space horizontally. So what I'm going to do is use this color picker tool again to get that exact same green, paint bucket fill, and do the same thing with the paint bucket for the sky, fill that in, and then I can grab that same color of the mountains and fill those things in to make a very high quality background. Next, I'm going to be drawing my river here. I got the same color as the sky. I'm going to make it a little bit more of that pure color by sliding it further to the right. I'm going to be just using that pen tool or pencil tool to draw that organic flowing river, showing a realistic perspective because again, as things go further away and higher up in the page, they're smaller. As they get closer to you or lower on the page, they get wider. So now I'm going to add a little bit of detail with this lightning tool. This is a really nice, effective way of kind of making your otherwise flat artwork look a little bit more realistic with volume, depth, and shine. So this is the same tool I used for that metal to give a little bit of shine. I think it's really useful to kind of show shading, darkness, and volume with it as well. So I'm putting it on part of the mountains as well as the river throughout my artwork here. Now this next thing I'm going to show you is more optional. It's more of an advanced feature. It's adding layers. So if you click the plus button here, you can add a layer, and that layer is helpful to separate things in case you want to make them more detailed or in case you want them to move. So what I'm going to do is fill in a solid blue for a sky, and then I'm going to make another layer, and I'm going to make that my cloud layer. So I'm choosing a white to draw in with the pen tool some of these areas that can suggest a cloud. Why would I separate these and not just draw them on the existing one? Well, if I want that to move or animate later on, I'm going to need them to be on a separate layer because it's impossible to grab one specific thing that's on the same layer as everything else. So now that I've separated and made the clouds separate than the sky and separate than the rest of my artwork, I can more easily move that and manipulate that later on. If that's super confusing to you, don't worry about it. I can show you in a later video when you animate it later on. One of the last things I'm going to do here is use this lightning tool to add a little bit more texture and detail to the ground. I thought it looked a little flat, a little plain. So I'm just taking that, I'm making some kind of organically horizontal marks here to show maybe it's grass, maybe it's different hills. It just makes it look a little bit more nice and realistic and detailed. So even though it looks relatively pixelated, I think it's pretty high quality because of the variety of colors, the textures, and the overlapping volume that I've used. Final thing, make sure you save your work. It's not like Drive where it automatically saves. Please save it as something that makes sense. Maybe it's called Environment 1, and then save that to your gallery. When you go up to the top and click Gallery, you'll see all the artwork that you've created. Here is my character, and here is my environment. In a later video, I'll be demonstrating how to add animations to your environment. For right now, though, we're done for the day. Please complete your daily participation form, take a screenshot, and upload it to the form. So that does it for today's video, guys. If you have any questions, please, again, don't hesitate to email me or pop in for office hours from 1 to 2 p.m. As always, work hard, be creative, and do your best quality work. Thanks, and have a great day.